My man, I'm so excited to be able to talk to you now, after 4 days removed from one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
What'd you see 4 days ago?
Okay, so this is a Tim Taylor original first, that something happened in my life and I didn't immediately tell somebody like you. Like I told Megan and I told Amanda, our other roommate, but I didn't tell anybody for the specificity of the podcast because I wanted to get genuine first reactions to this.
Did you say genuine?
I did say, yes, I did, Gene.
Oh, baby.
Oh, yes, I did, Gene. I sure did, genuine Gene Lemur.
All right, so what happened?
Okay, so I'm sitting at home in my house, obviously in the office, and I just hear these sounds of freedom zooming down back and forth my house.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the middle of the day, so like apparently this guy is obviously like off work or whatever. So he is
Letting
just
freedom ring.
he's letting freedom ring. So he is zooming his little dirt bike back and forth down our cul-de-sac. And I'm starting to get pissy sitting in my seat. I'm like, come on, man. Why are you zooming all the way through this neighborhood? You know kids live here. You're starting to piss me off. You're making all these vroom vroom noises and you're not getting out on the road. Like, make your vroom vroom noises going like 1,000 miles an hour on the highway. Don't do it in a neighborhood where nobody cares how big or little your pee-pee is, right? So here's the cool part. He's making his like fifth pass. And I hear, on top of the sounds of freedom, I hear some tires start to screech. And right behind the monitor I'm looking at with you is a window to the front yard. And I watch Sounds of Freedom guy speed wobble, put it in my ditch, and get thrown from his motorcycle into my yard.
Let's go. Oh, baby.
Yeah. And I was laughing so hard. But then part of me wanted to go and be a dad and walk outside and be like, hey, son, you all right? Hey,
You're right.
don't go so fast.
You're right.
He did take a little divot out of my yard, but it's worth it. I feel it's worth it. To answer your next question, no, Your Honor, he was not wearing a helmet.
Let's go.
He was not wearing any body armor or half armor. He wasn't wearing anything. But my man literally did front flip for Christ into my yard off his bike, nothing but net.
He's fixing a divot.
He's fixing. Oh, he's not. He fixed it a divot. He put one in there. So unless you have something that tops a man being ejectocetoed from his motorcycle into your yard, I think I got best week ever. I think I nailed it.
Yeah, I think you got it. Man, we're living large this spring and summertime. With the vehicular incidents that we were witness to.
Yeah.
Dudes rock.
Dudes rock indeed.
All right, so I'm gonna enjoy that one a little bit more. But that's pretty dope, man. Congrats. And it couldn't have been more convenient.
It was pay-per-view at my house. It wasn't a pay-per-view. It was a premium live event. I was excited.
We don't do those here, pal. That was, dare I say, in your house?
And in my face.
In your face.
That's right, Doc.
Well,
God, I would love to do a Doc Hendricks rewatch from like the origins of Doc Hendricks until he teams up with the Hardy Boys
a
and
Doc
drops it
Hendricks,
for P.S. Hayes.
the
The
we just come
documentary.
up with something. Documentary.
Yeah. DOK
Doculation.
documentary.
It's a lot of Action Zone.
It is a lot of Action Zone.
Yeah, a lot of market specifics. That would rule though.
Yeah.
Somebody put together the doc comp.
The .com.
I'd watch.
That's perfect. But welcome to another fantastic episode of Final Wrestling Place. I'm Tim.
Well, I'm still Marcus.
Oh, I thought for a second I didn't have Marcus. I thought I had a special guest. But on this week's episode, we're going to take you on a little field trip to the year 2009. We're going to give you some homework we were assigned from another podcast. We'll talk about maybe what rocked for us this week, maybe if we bought something this week. But as always, I also have to hit legally. I have to hit this once an episode. So we're going to have an undertaking a little bit later as well, but not what you think. And we will start our show with the best segment in all of podcasting, blind rankings.
Blind ranking. Mr. Tim, I got a blind ranking for you. Hot out the gates. You ready for this?
You want to go first or
this
second?
is for you. You're going first.
All right, fair enough.
It ain't up to you.
I'm
All right,
buckling in.
Blind rank these unbreakable wrestling records.
Okay.
So
Ooh.
you are ranking them on the strength of their unbreakableness.
Okay, unbreakability. Yes.
Yes. All right. First up, Chris Jericho's 9 Intercontinental title reigns.
I think that's it is doable. It's not going to be doable for a while because I think right now we're in the era of long reigns, but all good things must come to an end, and eventually we'll have 27 Intercontinental Champions in 1 year. Therefore, I think that Jericho's 9 Intercontinental titles is very gettable. I'm going to put it at a 4.
Okay. The Usos, 622 days as tag champions.
That is also very gettable because the tag team division in WWE, not great. And that's not to say that it's any good anywhere else, because it seems like tag team wrestling across the board, both international or domestic and internationally, tag teaming is not there. It is not hot in the streets. So it is very easy for a tag team to get the titles and just sneak away and hold them for as long as possible. I put this at 5.
Okay. So you have that at 5 Usos. You said 4 is Jericho.
4 is Jericho.
All right. Coming in next, Ric Flair's recognized 16 world title reigns.
John Cena is the closest.
Mm-hmm.
He is at 15, right? Or is he at 16 as well?
I think Cena's at 16 as well.
Okay.
But it is still Flair's record since it hasn't been broken.
Correct. I don't know if Cena gets 17. And I don't know if there's anybody else really who's around that has the backlog of titles that could get to 17 that's still active. There's the Randy Orton man, but I think his time is done. And I think there's Cena, and there's a possibility you give it to Cena, but is Triple H a Ric Flair guy or a John Cena guy? That's the question. So I will put this at while it's seemingly the easiest to break because literally there's a guy right there who has said that he has one more run left in him, and if Hulk Hogan can come back and win a WWE title in 2002, John Cena can easily come back in 2025, 2026 and like do one last run. Give me this at 2.
Okay.
Just because I think it's so easy, but it's not going to be attained.
All right. Next up for you is, I hope I got the number right. I'd botch it if I didn't. I believe he retired at, hope I got it right. But Sting's undefeated streak in AEW.
Okay.
I believe that stood at 29-0.
Okay. Like 29 pay-per-view wins?
That was pay-per-view and TV.
Okay. God, I would have put this at 5. Like, do you know how streaky wrestlers get all the time? To just bust out like 29, 30 in a row and not lose. Cody was on a streak. Cody was on a heater. Gunther was on a heater. I guess I'm putting it at 3 because I'm not sure. Like, are you saying like, will a wrestler's last 29 matches all be wins? Like, I don't know what the record.
No, it's got to go at least 29-0.
Okay. But like, what's
maybe
the time?
Jade did, but I don't count Jade's. This is about the men's division.
What's the time? What is like? They could never have wrestled, and they go 29-0.
You gotta go 29-0.
But so that's where I'm losing you. Sting wrestled a ton.
Yeah, he did.
And then he got to AEW and he just never lost. So are you saying a person's run at a promotion?
No, in AEW.
In AEW, will anybody go from 0 matches in AEW to over 29 consecutive wins without a loss? I guess I'll go 3 just because it's kind of like a weird thing. But I think Okada could easily do it. No, Okada lost his first match.
See? Not that easy.
I don't think Ospreay's lost yet.
It could be him. Last one for you. They lost that tag match, didn't they? Didn't they lose a tag match, or they win that tag match?
Which one?
Against Roddy and whoever else.
I don't remember.
Trent, maybe? I don't remember either. All right, last one for you.
Yeah.
And I guess as de facto, you're number 1.
This is my number 1.
And that is Steve Austin's 3 Royal Rumble wins.
Yeah, so the number of people who are close to that record, again, there's not that many people right now who are still active that could do it. There's like 2 that are close, but I don't know if they're winning anymore. I think that somebody will tie it, but I don't know if anybody goes for 4. So I feel good that that's number 1.
Okay. Can you imagine if Cody won 2 more Royal Rumbles?
Can you imagine if Cody wins 1 more this year and he's the first ever back-to-back-to-back Royal Rumble winner?
I might quit.
Nah, you'll be fine. We'll just have to up your dose of the narcotic. Marcus, what if I told you that your last ranking option in yours is a basis of my entire list?
Oh, all right. Then let's go. That's called Chemistry Jones.
It's called Synergy.
That's right.
So I want you to rank these 2-time Royal Rumble winners.
Oh, let's go. Okay.
So you're going to rank them in order from best 2-timer to worst 2-timer.
You got it.
So first of all, we got Hulk Hogan.
Ooh. Hulkamania?
Hulka.
Um, give me the Hulkster at 3.
Hulk at 3. Next up, and I already know where this guy's gonna go. I will have never in my life, because I want you to explain it for all these idiots out there. Next up is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
5.
Why?
5. Because the first one was like 22 minutes. And with all due respect, had like
Use the
right
line.
before he went to jail, Crush. And it had like almost a corpse, Dick Murdoch, and yeah, no. 5. That match sucked. And then 96. So you mean to tell me that you're gonna lose to 5 to 12 sailors with their little sailor hats on, but then you're gonna come back and win the Royal Rumble? He should have been kicked out of the territory. He's lucky that Watts was already ran out of the company by then. So 5. Expose the
And that's
business.
exactly what I thought you were gonna say.
You know how confusing that is when he's 7, 8 years old. You're like, wait a second, this guy can't take a little kick on the noggin and get beat up by a couple of sailors when he's pilled out of his mind, but he's going to come back and win the Royal Rumble? What? Bury the rest of your roster. Bury yourself. All right.
Speaking of burials, third on the ranking is The Game, Triple H.
Oh man.
A two-timer
really
of the highest
here.
order.
I forgot, but you know what? I'm gonna go 2.
2.
I'm gonna go 2. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Next up is a man who is very polarizing across the entire soon-to-be-named network, including multiple voicemails left to At Odds with Wrestling. It's the scary snake man himself, Randy Orton.
Randy Orton has 2 of the best Royal Rumble wins. Yeah, I said it. 2 of the best. First, he has the 2009 Rumble win, which from start to finish is a top 5 Rumble in and of itself. And as a story, it's a top 2 Rumble if you're just looking at stories.
Number one obviously being Flair.
Untouched with Flair. But number 2, they actually did every year. It's, if this stable can get their guys in the ring, they could run roughshod over the Royal Rumble, and it never happens. It literally never happens. They finally did it with Legacy. 3 dudes. They had 2 clumped together, and then I think it's Ted comes in a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
And they run the thing, and they actually run it, and they don't really like backstab each other, and they're in it for Orton to win, and it ends up working because Triple H gets distracted and eliminates Cody, and then Orton capitalizes. They actually did it.
Okay.
And the execution was flawless. So, number 1.
Okay. And lastly, and this will put you at your 3rd best Royal Rumble, 4th best.
Number 4.
John Cena.
Okay. The comeback Rumble was cool because that was like the first time they really did that.
Mm-hmm.
Where like the surprise dude came back,
and then they beat it into the ground.
To this day. And then the 2013 Rumble win, that one's pretty stinky.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Of course, let us know whether in the YouTube comments or on the TNM shows Discord channel or TNM shows on Twitter. Let us know what you think of the blind rankings, how you'd rank them up. They're not blind for you, so you have the benefit of the doubt to take a look and listen and see how your full 2020 vision works with ours. Oh, don't threaten me with a good time with your titty shaking.
Yeah, how you like them?
Whew, lose my mind. I thought for a second I was watching Mariah May and Mira Shirakawa and Tony Storm just having a moment.
Not yet, but can't wait.
Can't wait. I want to mention We Need Wrestling this
Let's
week.
do it. Our boys.
Shout
out, DJ. Shout out, Brett.
Yep. While they did ask us our opinion on something they covered, they explicitly told everyone to not do something on their podcasts. But I don't listen. I'm a heat magnet. I'm sorry, DJ. So they were talking about Impact, TNA Wrestling.
Cross the line.
Doing a draft for like TNA.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what this really sounds like to me?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a regular conversation that we have about every 5 years.
Sure do.
In the biblical sense of TNA being the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. And if you're not necessarily up on your Bible knowledge or you've forgotten it all because we survived, hashtag we survived, Sodom and Gomorrah, place where really bad stuff happened, and God's people wanted to save Sodom and Gomorrah, and God was like, well, if you can find me 50 people that are worthy in this town, they're like, God, we can't get 50. They're like, well, God, how about 25? Can you give me 25 people who are worthy? God, I don't know if we can get 25. And then eventually God goes, if you can find me 10 people within the walls of Sodom and Gomorrah to save this town, I will save all of the people. And so what DJ had brought up is it had reminded me of a conversation we used to have about, are there 10 people on the active TNA Impact roster that you could mark as safe and therefore not have them be swallowed up by Titan Sports by the end of August and have NXTNA, just like Jordan Gray said on the back of her jacket. Are there 10 on the active roster right now that you could say, yes, save TNA?
You know I love this game, and it's also multiplied because I do not know the active TNA roster for 100%. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes. There 10.
Are 10?
There's 10.
Okay, so I'm going to go through. I pulled up the roster page.
Yeah.
As official by TNAWrestling.com.
Cross the line.
I'm going to read through people's names, and you're just going to say yes or no.
All right. Hold on. Let me flip my paper over here.
I'll take
lick the ball in my pen.
I'll take the count. You don't have to count them. I'll count them.
All right.
Okay. First up is fresh on the chicken and rice, Ace Austin.
Okay. If I don't say anything, just keep going.
Okay. Aiden Prince. Digital media champion AJ Francis. Former member of the Dark Order, Alan Angels. Alicia Edwards. Some dude named Alpha Bravo. Bhupinder Guhar. Ash by Elegance. DJ, just letting you know that's where you go after your boy. Brian Myers.
Yes.
Okay, we've got one. Campaign Sing. Chris Bay, Cody Deaner, Crazy Steve, Danny Luna, Dirty Dango, Eddie Edwards, Eric Young, Frankie Kazarian, Gail Kim, Giselle Shaw, Hammerstone.
Yes.
Okay, you're up to 2. Havoc. Not that Havoc. Female Havoc. Jack Price. Jay Vidal. Jake something.
You know what? Jake something.
3. Jason Hotch. Jody Threat. Joe Doring. Joe Hendry. I'm putting that down for me.
That's all
John
you.
Schuyler. John Gresham. Jordan Grace.
Actually, yes.
Josh Alexander. Kevin Knight. Killer Kelly. Kylan King. Khan. Do you know who Khan is?
Yeah, I know that. That's
Okay.
Big Vic, baby. Or Big Connor.
Big Connor.
Big Connor.
But
Connor
still no.
Victor.
Uh,
The assumption.
the assumption. Kushida. Laredo Kid. Leon Slater. Masha Slamovich. Matt Cardona. Matt Hardy. Oh,
Mm,
no,
nah, I'm good.
no.
I'm good, I'm
Speedball
good.
Mike
False
Bailey.
alarm.
Mike Santana. Moose. Mustafa Ali. Nick Nemeth.
Yes.
That's 5. PCO. Rhino. Rich Swan. Rosemary. Ryan Namath. Sammy Callahan. Santino Marella. Savannah Evans.
Yes.
Shira. Shogun. Steph DeLander.
Yes.
Steve Macklin. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw he hit a sick gusher one time. So yeah.
All right. Sue Young. Tasha Steeles. Tommy Dreamer. Trent Seven. Trey Miguel. Zaya Brookside.
I'm getting close to the end.
Zachary Wentz. 8. 8.
What about
No, nope,
don't they
brother.
don't they
You
use
just
Allison
got the
Kay?
whole pass.
No, don't they use I don't think you said Allison Kay and Marty Bell, the Hex.
They're not on the roster
They're not in
page.
TNA? What? Thought they just wrestled with TNA.
They're not on the
Right.
roster page.
Little Don Vito came out there.
Yeah, because the Knockouts women's champions are Alicia Edwards and Masha Slamovich.
What about commentators?
Okay. You want to start counting commentators? Okay.
Let's go.
Gia Miller. Jade Chung. Josh Matthews. Matthew Raywoltz, formerly Aiden English. Sam Laterna. Tom Haffigan or Hannafin.
Big Tom.
Big
Throw
Tom
in there.
Hannafin. Cool. Now you're at 9. Yeah. Now you're at 9.
I should have said yes to Rhino.
You should have said yes to Rhino.
I'm saying yes to Rhino.
No, you
retroactively.
can't. It's already happened.
No, I need to think on it.
Now you've pissed off both DJ and you've pissed off Doug.
No, I just need to think on it.
All right.
Sorry, Rhino. Another good Terry.
So, if we're counting Rhino,
which
there are 10.
There's 10. We got there.
Sure did.
We got there. Let us know your 10 in the TNM Shows channel.
If there is.
SCBN Discord. Who are your 10? Play the game by yourself. Let us know your results. Doesn't have to get to 10. Just a quick yes or no.
Sure.
Yeah, it had to be a no. I didn't say no to anybody. I just gave yeses.
That's true.
Let us know.
That's true. So what do we want to go over next?
What else did the boys have for us? Didn't they have another question for us?
They did. Indeed.
All right, let's hit it.
So it was a question I had to them about creating a 5-person interpromotional stable.
All right.
Originally my thought was current day roster. But Brett opened up the forbidden door, so to speak, and let time travel happen. So we're going to do what they did, and we're going to do a current day 5 and a all-time 5 stable. And of course, manager excluded. So manager does not count as a part of your 5.
Okay. Did they have to have a manager?
No, but they had managers for both of their stables.
Okay.
I have a manager for both of my stables as well.
Okay.
And I have a theme for both of mine.
Okay. I have a manager for one of my stables, not for the other.
Okay.
All right. So do you want to go first? This is your baby.
Do you want to go current day or all time first?
Hit me with the all time.
Okay. So I'm going to go Crow Sting with my first pick overall.
Okay.
Yep.
So Crow Sting, are we talking like 97 sitting in the rafters, or are we talking 99 like telling people to suck it, driving the Hummer?
I want that time period of Crow Sting before he hits the Wolfpack.
All right, so 98.
Yeah, so like from Starrcade 97 until he joins the Wolfpack in June of 98. Okay.
He's also telling people to suck it then, so that's a good time period.
But he's not super talkative.
No, he literally just says, like, suck it.
And says whatever he says in Spanish at the end of Starrcade 97. About
Mamacita, yeah.
That's Mamacita. Woo. Okay, so who do you have?
All right. Current day, not current day, all time. My first pick, 1997, Mr. Hitman.
There we go. Who got bumped from Brett's list for 1989 Terry Funk. Oh, my horse. Next up for me is 1992 Great Muta.
Great pick.
Yeah, baby.
Next up for me, you know it. Summer 1999 tie-dye NWO shirt, Kevin Nash.
Okay.
Still got the Wolfpack theme.
Yes, of course he does. In perpetuity. Next up for me is Steroid Belly Ministry of Darkness Undertaker.
Let's go. 400-pound Mark from Texas, talking in tongues.
Nathra, entiende.
All right, I like that. All right, my next pick, I've got 2000 Construction Shades, Mr. Slappy himself, Jeff Jarrett.
Nice. Next up, I have present day Darby Allin.
Okay, cool. Neat. I like that. All right. And next up for me, I have, once again, from early 2000, Chronic.
Nice. Chronic's your tag team.
Chronic is my tag team.
Sweet. So my tag team obviously is Darby and Sting. I've got Taker and Great Muta. I also have a woman on my roster for this group, and that is the Great Sakuya, Muta's kid. But the leader is the manager. Ladies and gentlemen, leading this stable is Spooky Brandy Rhodes. This is the new Nightmare Collective.
No.
Yes.
Just when I thought you couldn't make your stable any better, you do something
I bring
like
out
this.
Spooky Brandy Rhodes.
Totally redeem yourself.
That's right. I did it. Me, by myself. One man. So that's our all times. Now, current day.
Okay.
And since I went first last time, you can go first this time.
All right. Then I'm going to start with my manager.
Okay.
And my manager, of course, I got to take Big Stoke.
Dang. Okay. Big Stoke was on my list too as my manager. So I feel as though I have to transition.
Well, we can share them. We might have two different visions. Who knows?
No. What I'll do is I will take with my first pick my tag team and my manager.
Okay.
And that is all three members of the New Day.
Okay. I like that.
Kofi, Xavier, and Big E as the manager.
All right. Good pick. Next up, my number one, my clear cut, the foundation, if you will. Absolute Ricky Starks.
Perfect. So I have to take this one from you because I feel like I know which way you're going to go. So I am going to take the true heaviest of the heavy, and that is Powerhouse Hobbs.
Okay. All right. Great pick.
Taking the Powerhouse.
All right. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and take Miss Pam Bailey.
There you go. I am going to take as group Swerve Strickland.
Can't go wrong there.
Nope.
For the heavy of my group, I'm going to go ahead and take Big Bob Lashley.
There we go. And then my last pick is going to be a person who I've been in love with on NXT for some time now, since he debuted. But it is the current North American champion, Oba Femi.
Great pick. Almost made the cut for me. My last pick, I'm taking a tag team. And that is Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Ange.
Okay. All right.
Those guys always fit in.
That's true.
They always find a way.
That's true. I thought for a second we were both going to take all black stables.
I really thought you were going to go with the Black Parade.
That's pretty much what I did with the exception of Tyler Black.
It's not too late.
No. I feel like the Black Parade is too on the nose. Was really cool when there was a song that people could say, "Oh man, welcome to the Black Parade." That's a really cool song. Now, if I say, "Hey, there's a stable of all black wrestlers and Tyler Black called the Black Parade," maybe doesn't go over as well as what people would think.
I still love that idea though.
Just thinking.
It might not go over well, but I do think it's an all-time great idea.
I do too. I mean, I stand behind it. If I could go into a time machine and book it with Tyler Black, yeah, that's where I'm at. So now you see our roster or our stables. Let us know again what you guys think. What's good all time? What's good current day? No rules, no holds barred, baby. Of course, you can leave yourself to be open for any line of questioning you desire on how you put it all together. But yeah. So before we get into our field trip, I feel like I gotta do this for Mr. Marcus. And that is another rousing rendition of
And now Tim Taylor presents The Undertaking.
So it's another undertaking. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I did not watch this week's episode of 6 Feet Under with Mark Calloway. And do you know why that is, Marcus?
Why is that, Tim?
Because he interviewed a man named Nate Boyer. And Nate Boyer is a United States Army veteran Green Beret, college football player, and actor. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to listen to The Undertaker play military man. And then you're going to put an actual military man on the podcast? I'm double out. At least I can fake it if you got a wrestler up there and I can I can what are you going to talk about with Nate Boyer that I want to listen about? You're not going to say the topics, the chapters in his YouTube channel include talking UT and college football, Nate on joining the military, walking on as a 29-year-old college football player, trying to make it in the NFL, coping with your athletic career ending. I don't care. I just don't care.
Okay.
And Marcus, this is only episode number 16 of 6 Feet Under with Mark Calloway. I just wanted to put that into perspective for you, that this is only number 16.
So, again, I'm of the opinion that Mark from Texas is getting his reps in, that he was definitely cash poor, still is probably, and he needed to hop on a podcast to try to make them gimmicks as soon as possible. And for whatever reason, maybe the Conrad verse wasn't right for him at the time. I feel like he very quickly discovered that the Conrad verse is exactly what he needs. And that this entire podcast series is going to be gone forever, totally ignored, much like the Ric Flair show, much like the Brucey show. Anybody that had a show before Conrad, we're going to pretend like it didn't happen. And when Dead Man Talking comes out, then that's going to be like the proper launch of the Undertaker podcast. I also love the fact that we are 16 episodes in, and I'm pretty sure since we've been doing this, which has been 3 or 4 weeks now,
at least
he has consistently been out of content. A 57-year career, and he is out of content in 12 weeks. We talked about, you got your streaks 21-1.
Right.
This is a streak of
16 and done.
16 and done.
My not so sweet 16.
Oh man, he's totally cooked. And I think it's really funny. And I can't wait for this to go sideways. And then for him to show up in the Conrad verse, much like WrestleMania 40. Hey y'all, I'm here.
I just can't wait to see who else he thinks would be cool to have on the show. Like
You're
that's
going to guess at episode last week was Mark Henry, right?
his first guest ever was Mark Henry.
So that was 3 weeks ago because last week was Tim Kennedy.
Yes.
Wow.
You go for, you know how they say make your good better and your better best? This is not how it works. You're hustling backwards right now.
We're going in podium
You're going
order.
away. You're going away from the light,
We
sir.
very quickly went from gold to silver to bronze. By
We about
bronze,
to-
I mean doo-doo.
Finna be on aluminum soon. Gonna need some help.
He might be collecting aluminum soon, depending on what his cash situation is.
I don't know. What is I got a can right here. How much money would he get from the great state of Texas on this? Doesn't even say. Remember it used to say on the can how much like a can recycled earns you?
Did they stop doing that?
I'm looking at my can right now. Sure enough, there is no
Dang.
price tag.
They said we're good on cans.
There's no bounty on this can of Superior Soda Wild Cherry Pepsi.
Great drink. I finished off my Coca-Cola a little bit earlier.
Oh, look at you, wild man.
Yeah.
This late. I don't want to think of my sweet Mark as cash poor.
Tim, I think he's broke.
I think, you know what? Let's look at my all-time roster list. I think this Real Estate Steve needs to talk to Stone Cold or talk to Undertaker and have Undertaker just get into real estate. He's in Texas. Just get a nice small loan of a cash sum of $1 million and just make it happen.
He's good for it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I am. That's what I do. Why have you guys put this into my brain that The Undertaker is cash poor?
I think we're just looking at evidence. I'm not saying it's proof, but there is a lot of evidence.
It's causation. I don't know.
It's evidence. It's evidence. I didn't say it's proof. Proof puts you there, puts Undertaker there as being. I'm just pointing out the evidence. Add up enough evidence, there might be enough signs that indicate that the Undertaker might be cash poor. That's all I'm saying.
Well, if number one was doing a podcast, is number two doing a Blue Chew read?
Did he do a Blue Chew read?
He's done them since the Mark Henry show.
Well, that's what we need, man. That's the segment within the Undertaking. Is how does the Undertaker navigate talking about
his boner pills?
Build up hogs, yeah.
So I can actually tell you this because he's got it as a pre-record, and he injects it into the video. But he's like, as a person who was called a big stiff during his career, sometimes you have to carry that outside of the career too, and in your everyday life. So basically talking about how he was a big stiff, so he needs to get a big stiff from Blue Chew, to go over, I guess. Sure. No, I'd rather go back in time and be in the corner of I don't know. I just had to edit myself because that's not even accurate. But I would put the visions of Mark from Texas's hog getting blue chewed out on par with being in the room as your parents are conceiving you. I want nothing to do with either of those images.
This whole time I've thought of like 5 good puns about the Undertaker and
Go ahead.
Blue Chew.
Roll
No,
them off.
I'm saving them. I'm saving them.
Give us one.
We might need a sponsor.
I mean,
knows?
what are we gonna do? You and I. What are we gonna do that's gonna need a sponsor?
If you want to take it 6 feet under.
6 feet. You're giving him a lot of credit.
You want to sell the pill or what?
It's just gonna vein it out, is all it's gonna do.
I'm not putting a cap on anybody's potential.
You know,
Look, you want to sell it or not? Look.
I think these pills sell themselves, Marcus.
Clearly not. If Mark from Texas is hawking them,
I mean,
doesn't seem like they're doing too good of a job either.
Or they just know that they haven't reached out to every man yet. There's still people who have not heard the good word of Blue Chew.
If you want to make her eyes roll in the back of her head,
yes,
that's 3.
There we go. That works. So that is Undertaker. And hopefully Undertaker gives me something worth a darn tomorrow.
You'll be delivering soup bones in no time.
It's okay. Save them. Hold on to them. But Marcus, now for the main event.
All right, who's ready for some field tripping?
Thanks, Triple H. It is time to dig into the world famous Peacock application and pull up Extreme Rules 2009. And Marcus, this is what you picked last week. We are watching Jeff Hardy versus Edge, last man standing for the World Heavyweight Championship.
It might be a ladder match. I think it's a ladder match.
I think it's a last man standing match.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see when we hit play. We got a time stamped here.
We do.
It is Extreme Rules 2009. And the timestamp is 2/28/10 on the Peacock network, of course. The easiest way to find this is type in your search bar, Extreme Rules. It is season 1, episode 1. That'll put you at 2009. Again, the timestamp is 2/28/10.
All right.
You will see an image of the World Heavyweight Championship, big gold, if you will, with Jeff Hardy's Tron playing in the background.
That's right. So, Marcus, whenever you are ready, sir, let's count it down for the boys and girls.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, play.
All right. Jeff Hardy with the bottle blonde. Man, this Jeff Hardy run was something special, right?
Really was, man. I still feel like it's the closest thing that we've gotten to like 1998 Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's height of powers Jeff Hardy for sure. Height of powers.
Yeah, man.
Looks like it
And
may
I know
be a
we were-
ladder match. Or is this TLC? Who knows?
I know we were going to like shows whenever we could at this point, but Jeff Hardy was truly an attraction. Like,
Yeah.
we went out of our way to go to shows that Jeff Hardy was on within a couple hours.
Yes. I know specifically we had like a whim and a prayer of like, hey, it's Tuesday, SmackDown's taping. They're in Richmond. That's an hour and a half away. Do you just want to go? Like, yeah.
You were like, all right, sweet, got the tickets.
Sweet, let's go. And that was when we realized a child was trying to lawyer the Hardy Boys theme away from Matt.
Oh my gosh.
Or
Yeah.
was it away from Jeff and to Matt because, quote, at least Matt's not a drug addict?
Quote. Yeah, I guess he was working in favor of Matt Hardy.
Version 1, nah. But at this time, Jeff and Edge have had a nice long feud. Of course, they played a lot of their feud off of the tag team's Bad Blood. But this is shortly after, because I believe, doesn't Jeff win the World Heavyweight title at Armageddon 08?
Yeah. So he wins it there, and then he
Loses it immediately at Royal Rumble.
loses it at Royal Rumble. And then we got WrestleMania. That's the brother versus brother match. And then here we are in June of 2009. And I forget how Edge got it. Because I know Cena would have had the title. I wonder if that was the show where Big Show gave John Cena the choke slam off the stage for the giant searchlight.
Possibly.
At
So
Backlash. I think that's what happened. That's how Edge gets the title back.
yep. So John Cena wins the title at WrestleMania 25. And then at Backlash the next month, it is John Cena versus Edge in a last man standing match.
There's your last man standing match.
That's my last man standing match, and I'm going to nope, that doesn't help me at all. But I believe that is
That's
the
the
match.
Big Show finish.
That's the Big
Yeah,
Show
that's
match.
the giant. That's the choke slam through the searchlight, and then Cena comes back the next night with like not a scratch on him.
Right. And so Edge has the title from that. Jeff Hardy, of course, number one contender, has his title match here. Now that the title has moved back from SmackDown to Raw and then back to SmackDown. In the ladder match itself, where do you rank Jeff as an all-time ladder match performer, or at least both of them, because they're both just so synonymous with the ladder?
Yeah, I got him at. I'm gonna go 2 and 3.
Who's number one?
Rob Van Dam.
Okay, that's fair. So you have them 2 and 3 over like Christian and over like Chris Jericho.
Christian's really close.
Ooh,
I'll definitely put
not ballet.
Not ballet. More of that though in wrestling. That's good. It needs to look dangerous. Not enough things in wrestling look dangerous, if you ask me. Yeah, Christian probably 4 de facto.
Okay. Would you have Jeff at 2, Edge at 3, or you have Edge at 2, Jeff at 3?
I'll take Edge at 2, Jeff at 3.
Do you have like an all-time favorite ladder match?
Ooh, you know what? I'm not counting the TLCs. If we are counting the TLCs, then it's TLC 2.
Mm-hmm.
If we're just talking traditional ladder matches, then my favorite is probably. I really like the RVD and Jeff Hardy ladder match from SummerSlam 01.
Mm-hmm. That's where I thought you were
Really
going.
like that one. I also really like Christian and RVD from Raw in 2003. Really like that one. And then I really like RVD and Eddie from Raw. Those are my top ladder matches.
Of course, I'm always going to be high on The Undertaker and Jeff Hardy from Raw.
Mm-hmm.
because that's just my jam. I also really love the triangle ladder match from WrestleMania 2000.
Okay.
It's the precursor to TLC.
Yeah.
But it's a ladder match, so it counts. It doesn't have the caveat on it. Especially since the fact of Matt Hardy just making a table disappear, shatter into a million pieces. That was pretty sick.
It sure does.
Oh
Sure
man, what a
does,
sick
yeah.
table spot. Edge here at this time. Is Edge La Familia?
We
Is
are
he-
post La Familia. La Familia was 08.
Okay.
And then La Familia ends, all that ends at like SummerSlam 08. That's where we get the Edge kind of doing his Joker run for like a month. Splitting from Vicky. Feeds the family to the Undertaker pretty much.
Do you
I feel like
feel
the spot never really works.
Yeah, I hate this spot.
It's if you're listening and not watching, the ladder is flat but opened, and Jeff Hardy is wedged in between, and Edge slammed the ladder down. And I feel like people try to do it like rapid fire, it never works, but Edge
'Cause it
just
has
did one.
hinges.
Yeah, there's a sharpshooter in the ladder. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that
I
is
don't hate
pretty
that.
sweet.
Like that would actually hurt.
Yeah, how tough is it to put a sharpshooter on with the guy already on his belly?
You just got to grown man him up.
The strength thing.
Strength and forcing them knees to bend at your will.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that ladder has seen it.
Yeah, that ladder's beat.
Now it looks good as new. I don't like that.
Just kind of.
Edge just like man modes one of the hinges.
Sheesh. Scary bump there.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy comes off the top with a drop kick to the ladder, and you're always fighting, I guess, science, because you kick it, the ladder wants to go one way, the body wants to go the other way from the force.
Mm-hmm. Because like your body stays in place. Because you're
And
like,
shoots out.
Yeah, the ladder goes away, and you're just kind of like Wile E. Coyote hanging off the edge of the cliff, and you just fall straight down. But then you have to like, is the ladder going to be out of the way for you to fall down and not like jack your back real bad? Do you have like a favorite or favorites of like ladder spots?
Ooh. My favorite ladder spot. If Shelton Benjamin's in the match, then it's the ladder like run up.
Okay.
Loved when he would do that. I like the spot where the ladder's like in the middle of the ring and you just like whip a dude into it.
Yeah.
That always gets dangerous.
Yeah, it does, because that ladder just goes flying.
Was it like AJ Styles or somebody like got a pretty good hard way from it might have been Kurt Angle. Somebody got a decent hard way from like the bracket of the ladder doing that spot. I just like sliced him. That was pretty cool.
Mm.
And then it was like the spot RVD did, but it's like again, like it's unique to him. Where like he had Jeff on the ladder, but it was on the bottom rope, and he did like Rolling Thunder all the way over.
Right.
That was pretty dope. What about you?
I will always and forever love the Jeff Hardy leapfrog.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was sitting here and I'm like,
good.
Oh man, he's leaving me leapfrog.
I did. I left it wide open for you.
Left it wide open. I appreciate that. What I also don't appreciate is nobody's holding that ladder. Oh, this is not. Oh my goodness.
Sheesh,
Whoo, I got scared
man.
to death.
And now, like, you got to get down with the ladder in the ring. That's crazy.
Right in the middle. Like, but that was perfect. But yeah, leapfrog spot for me is great. I also love the twist of fate off the ladders.
Okay.
Because it's just like such a pretty move. And like with all the hang time, it's pretty great. I also love, and it's happened one time, but that Selena del Sol.
One time and one time only.
One time only. Time stood still.
It did.
When Kalisto is like 12-6, hanging upside down. Like, it is just crazy. Crazy to think about. Poor ladder. Just, this is actually a real one. Whisper in the Wind? Oh, baby.
Oh, wow. I do not remember that spot at all.
Yeah, buddy.
Sheesh. Yeah, Jeff Hardy climbed the ladder and hit the Whisper in the Wind off of it. That's nuts. These guys are getting after it for like being main eventers and being, kind of like 8 years past this point.
Right.
They're going nuts.
Well, Jeff has always been a wrestler who, like, to his credit and detriment of just like, I just do things and I don't think about getting hurt, because the minute he starts thinking about it, he gets hurt.
Yeah.
And I feel like now it's all finally caught up to Jeff, and now like everything he does hurts him.
It was that first, the first real injury he had when he was on SmackDown. That was like 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
I think he had like the ACL injury.
But he is still like peak performance, because he's thick. He's like a thick adult man. He's not like a wiry kid like he was in 01. He's definitely not chicken and rice, but he's definitely like older man slowed down metabolism.
Yeah.
But definitely not like Swanton drop the bomb, like pandemic era Jeff Hardy, where being on the bottom end of that Swanton is a death sentence.
So this is kind of related to the match, and I'm gonna give my answer first to kind of make it more so related to the match. But the question is there a match during the last Roman run that we didn't get that you really wish we did? And for me, it's Roman versus Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
I think proper Roman and Jeff Hardy program would have done huge business and would have been like all-time great stuff.
I think it's Roman Randy.
Mm-hmm.
And like we were about to get it, but then Randy gets hurt.
Yeah.
What else? Who else didn't get a good run with Roman during that time? This is just me, because I would have loved the like back and forth, but we never got a payback from Bray Wyatt with Roman, because Roman takes out the Fiend and Braun Strowman to win the win the title, and then like Fiend and Roman just never cross paths again. And to me, like we've talked about this before, but they're like Peter Griffin and the Chicken. I feel like they're always bound together, and Roman Reigns is like the one dude who can pull good matches out of Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
So I would say those are my picks, like Bray Wyatt, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton. Yeah, those are probably the big two.
We never got a proper Bob Lash match either.
That's true. We never got a real Bob Lashley match. Let me look at the WWE roster. 'Cause that's a
See,
good.
there's so much meat. There was so much meat left on that title run.
Well, it's over now, so get over it.
It's over, and I hope everybody's happy as we're doing a retread of a match we just had a month ago. But he did the Mark Henry bit. Everybody love it.
Yep. Taking a look.
Jeff Hardy pops the top. He's got
baby.
Edge on top of a ladder, which is bridged across the apron and the barricade. Jeff Hardy setting up a super duper size ladder on the outside. Very far away, actually, from Edge. It's got about 3/4 of the ring to go to get across. There we go. Edge rolls off the ladder, meets Jeff halfway up.
Yeah, I'm trying to see
What are they doing?
Who on this list? Oh my goodness! Oh
Sheesh.
no! Oh no!
Sheesh.
Not great.
Oh man!
Poor
so they
Edge.
tipped themselves over from the top of the ladder to the bridge ladder. Man, this is again, like, it's definitely not 2007, like 06, 07 WWE, where there's like rampant blade jobs and HGH is basically running like water. But there is like still some dangerous stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no need for this.
I can't see anybody on the roster right now that would do it. But this is an insane bump.
Insane
Jeff
bump.
literally
Jeff
just bounces
broke
off the
his
floor.
collarbone. Yeah, it looks like he broke his collarbone or separated a shoulder. He did. He bounced off the floor like a ball. That was nuts. Edge went through like legs first. Of course, we got Todd Grisham. And this has to be close to the end for Todd Grisham.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Grisham and good old Sassafras Jim Ross on the call. Tim, what did you make of the news from last week of Missy Hyatt and Jim Ross seeing each other, enjoying each other's company for a time period?
I believe the phrase you're looking for is rocking their world. Baby.
That was from the source.
You know what, man? I love the Missy Hyatt era of Jim Ross. I love it. I feel like Missy needed a little bit of sauce. Jim Ross been slobbing them knockers. Get after it, big dog. But no, man, I think that's cool. I think it is a modern day Ric Flair and Fifi.
That's a cool spin on it. I thought it was interesting that, like, they're obviously around each other in like Mid-South, and you got all these dudes around in super manly Bill Watts territory.
Right.
And Jim Ross is like go-getter, errand boy, commentator, studio guy, whatever. But like fast forward all these years later, and like, he ends up getting the girl.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, his wife had to die for it, but
sure, yeah, lots of.
But still, like,
unfortunate circumstances, and same for Missy Hyatt, a lot of loss in her life.
True, very true. Can Jim Ross play this off like a lot of people? The joke about Sonny is, where it's like you don't say when you were with Sonny, you just say you were with Sonny.
Yeah, I think that fits in as well. And we got a finish here as Edge got pulled through the ladder and is hanging. Jeff Hardy climbed the ladder, retrieved the big gold belt.
Are we going to get one of our
We got a
favorite
new-
Jeff Hardy title spots?
Look at me, looking at the belt.
Look at
looking
me,
you.
yeah. Look at the belt. Look at both of us. Look at the belt. Look at both of us. Kind of crazy. Overall, I think this ladder match was like an average at best ladder match, but I think it's rather that I'm talking out both sides of my mouth. I think it's better than average, but it's average now. Like at the time, this was on a different scale, but it's definitely not bad. Like a lot of people remember this era of just things not being watchable. This was good. What'd you get, like 3.5?
I would say it's not memorable, but it's really, really, really good. I'd give it a little 4.
Oh, nice little 4. But there's Jeff Hardy standing tall. Oh, Jim Ross in the ring.
Oh, we get an in-ring.
Oh, what's this music?
Oh, there's that music, brother.
Oh, man, he's got the briefcase.
He's got the briefcase. What a nice era of Money in the Bank, because there's some people who are still like genuinely like, what's happening?
Right.
Like, this is allowed. And you got a handful of people like clapping and cheering.
Look at very thin John Cone.
Oh yeah, he did get on the Jack Juice.
He's so good,
Mr.
though.
Phil in his Mets gear.
Yes.
We are in Louisiana, so I don't know why the Mets gear is on. Ooh, sent the GTS.
Count to infinity.
Oh, kick out.
And of course, Punk is just one gesture away from looking at his hands to see how dangerous he is. The wide off stare of what do I have to do to put him away?
Mr. Phil knows how to work. He's not doing that.
Small package.
Oh, shoot. Sheesh.
Yeah, this be +3 on the Dooge.
Plus, yeah, we're working our way up the scale.
Working our way. Jeff Hardy still standing.
With the help of the ropes.
He's still standing. Big head kick, Jones.
Chick
Up.
kick.
Bang.
Ooh. On the money. Once again.
Hooking all the legs. CM Punk, your new World Heavyweight Champion.
We get a Money in the Bank cash in. Look at that.
Yes. And this is the makeup for his last World Heavyweight title run, right?
Yes. Yep. The last one was the one he gets jumped backstage and they end up doing the title change in the Adam Lee original championship scramble
With Chris Jericho.
at Unforgiven that year.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. So yeah, man, this was a rather fun trip back, looking back at things. I don't know if we'll have a field trip for next week. We can definitely look at it, thumb through, peruse, and see what's what. But yeah, overall thoughts on this during that dry period of wrestling.
I mean, it's really good stuff, man. It's really good stuff. Lots of spots in the ladder match, but like everything was logical and built.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's crazy spots. Jeff Hardy bouncing like a ball again. Hurt for real. And we get I think the Money in the Bank cash in ends up being one of my favorite parts because just looking at the crowd, it's like genuine confusion. And instead it's like, it's not people popping because like something cool is happening.
I wouldn't know what that's like. I would not know what popping for a Money in the Bank cash in, knowing that something cool is about to happen. I could never.
Yeah. Have I told you I got the pictures?
The pictures?
I got the pictures.
Okay.
we'll
What
see
do
about that. But what'd you make of our field trip, Mr. Tim?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I feel like we need to branch out on some of these field trips because we're just pulling like Edge or Randy Orton or both. We got to try to find something that's non those adjacent. Even though now the gauntlet's been thrown down that we need to prove that Randy Orton is a good wrestler. Did you hear the challenge from Kenny?
I sure did.
Singles pay-per-view matches where Randy Orton's good. Shouldn't be that hard. But he wrestle like what?
I wouldn't think so.
20 years?
Yeah, only 20 years, mostly uninterrupted from 2009 to about 2015.
I can give I can give you a whole pay-per-view that's practically surrounded, or it's all about Randy Orton.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a list necessarily of what I would consider to be very good, great, or all-time great Randy Orton matches starting in 2003, and the list right now is currently through 2016. Still got a couple years there to go, but yeah, it's a pretty good list.
Do you have any of the two matches from No Mercy 07?
I have both of them on there.
Yeah, buddy. That's what I was going to say. Like, if you want to question Randy Orton's excellence, go watch. Like, I know this is a tall task. Watch No Mercy 2007. That is one of the more fun WWE shows they've ever done.
Yeah.
Because it's in the wake of John Cena having to vacate the title from tearing his pectoral muscle completely off the bone. From that RKO on the announce table. Which leads to the epic comeback at the Royal Rumble in January. But that whole pay-per-view, man, where they crown Randy Orton as champion, Triple H challenges him for the title, they have a title match, then later on, there's another title match with the winner of that match and somebody else, and then there's the rematch from the beginning of the show. 07 No Mercy.
Yeah.
Now, literally, I couldn't tell you anything else that happened on that card. I'm pretty sure the rest of it's trash, but the 3 title matches are good.
3 title matches are good. I know there's a fun 6-man tag on that show. I think what else is on No Mercy 2007? Oh, there's a Punjabi prison match on that show.
No, there's not.
Between Great Khali. Sure is.
Oh, no. Punjabi prison?
I think there's like a 5-second CM Punk and Big Daddy V match.
Is 1:37. The 6-man tag is Mr. Kennedy and Cade Murdoch versus London Kendrick and Jeff Hardy.
Yep.
Batista and Great Khali says in a Punjabi prison.
And then Finley and Ray have a fun match on that show, right?
They do.
That's a nice match.
Yeah. But go watch the 3 title matches. The 3 world title matches on that card. 2 of them involve Randy Orton. So that's at least a little snippet of Randy Orton that you guys can chew on for next time.
Should I give out a random Randy Orton match suggestion?
Yeah. RNN update.
Right.
Go ahead.
All right, Tim, give me a year. Anytime between 2003 and 2016.
2011.
All right, 2011 Randy Orton. Do you want TV or pay-per-view?
Well, Kenny said pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view? Okay, let's keep it on pay-per-view then. And we're not counting the Christian matches, right? Because obviously they're all great.
Right.
Okay. Then for pay-per-view, go back and watch the Night of Champions match versus Mark Henry.
Yes. Yes. Randy Orton made like 3 champions. It's very, very crazy. But okay, he doesn't make people look good. It's all right.
Yeah.
He just doesn't try, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
He's also got a ton of great stuff on TV that year versus Ziggler, versus Cody, versus Wade Barrett.
Him and Barrett have like a sneaky good TV program on SmackDown.
Yes, that's the
The
Barrett
elevator
ends
spot?
up getting hurt, unfortunately, but
Mhm.
yeah, they end up having a good street fight. That last SmackDown of the year, the 12/27 SmackDown.
Yeah. But yeah, that is where we're at. Do you have anything to plug or anything you bought this week?
I do have something I bought this week. I went ahead and I purchased, thanks to a great week in the opportunity business. We'll be getting a pass for Dutch Wonderland. We went this weekend with the little one. Had a blast. So be plunking down the dollars for the season pass. But also bought a little treat for the big guy. I went ahead and I pre-ordered the NCAA Madden bundle.
All right, now.
And July can't come fast enough.
I can hear
very
that.
excited. Very excited.
July 19, right?
I believe so.
It's about right.
Any weekly purchases for you?
Nothing for me, thankfully. Just been minding my P's and Q's. Did have a birthday party here at the house yesterday for our roommate Amanda. So any ducats that I spent went towards facilitating a very happy birthday. But yeah, other than that, all of my good fortune came from watching a dude biff in my yard, which was really fun. Nothing to plug.
No plugs.
Of course. Well, we are proud members of the Soon to Be Named Network. Soon to Be Named Network.tumblr.com. It's your home for this and so many other podcasts, including but not limited to our wrestling offerings of At Odds with Wrestling with Joe and Adam and We Need Wrestling with DJ and Brett. Check it all out at STBN Network on Twitter. All the podcasts that we listen that are on the network are there. If our hosts appear on other networks, check those out as well. If you want to follow us on social media, you absolutely can. At Not the Tool Man for me, at the Wrestling Speakeasy for Marcus, if you know, you know. At TNM Shows on Twitter for what we do here. Our podcast daily allotment has cut down significantly. Not doing as much right now, but that doesn't mean we're not in the up to something business right now. So just be thinking of that and what that could possibly mean. Of course, the Discord is fantastic. If you're in the Discord, let us know that you listened. TNM Shows. And if you listen to this just via the podcast feed and you have a YouTube subscription, youtube.com/@FinalWrestlingPlace. Go there, subscribe to the channel, like the videos as they come out, leave comments as you wish. It'd be really super great for that. Get some growth over there. Next week, of course, will be the middle of the month. We will figure out what we're going to do then. But right now, Marcus, I think all that's left is to tell the people goodbye.
Bye, boys.